Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to give you 3 tips that you can use at the Open Championships. Alright guys, so the first one, we're going to talk about the team event. So usually the team event, the lanes are going to be harder. So you don't want to come in to the bowling alley thinking that it's just another league night. The lanes are going to be hard, and coming with trying to shoot 250 and it started in the middle part of the lane can really set you up for a really bad block. So because the lanes are going to be flatter, the pattern is going to be flatter, like making sure you break down the lane as a team is key for success. So maybe you're going to have to sacrifice the first game. You may need to play farther right. You're going to feel like the lanes are really difficult, but if you commit to it as a team and you play in the lanes correctly and try to break down, creating that spot to give you an area, games 2 and 3 could be really good. That's where you're going to get your score. So again, it's really important to commit to breaking down the lane as a team so you can have success on the whole block. Alright guys, so another thing for the team events, make sure you're ready, because usually we get to like the paddock and there's music playing, you know, you walk on the lanes, and as soon as you get to the lane, the lights turn up and practice is on. So you gotta make sure you're taped up, you have your shoe ready to go, because you gotta take advantage of that practice time. As we know, the lanes are gonna be hard, so you gotta take advantage of every shot you get, so you get as comfortable as possible to bowl a good first game. So another thing, because it's such an important event, it's like it only happens once a year, and then it's so exciting to get out of the paddock and walk in the lanes on the stadium. It can be really exciting, so of course there's going to be nerves involved. And one good tip that I can give you to manage those nerves is simply acknowledge that you're nervous, but also take some deep breaths. And I think breathing is key, and try to focus on the task at hand. So don't get too caught up in the moment, so just focus on breathing, and it's still bowling, so it's gonna be the same. Just focus on what you know how to do, and most likely things are gonna go your way. Another very important thing to mention is to get comfortable on the approach, because most likely it's gonna be the first time bowling on this center, especially this year that it's gonna be on a new build center. Make sure your slide is good, and make sure that those adjustments, if you need to switch a slide pad or if you need to brush your shoe a little bit, make sure you do that before you throw your first shot. Alright guys, so the next tip is going to be for the doubles portion of the event. So one key thing here is to make sure you get the most out of your practice time, because it's going to be only 4 people on a pair, so the practice time is going to be less. So you gotta make sure you're ready to go, and get comfortable as soon as possible, because usually the scores are gonna be higher on the doubles portion of the event. So you gotta make sure you start with the right foot. So when bowling doubles and singles, you're gonna be bowling 6 games on the same pair. So usually when you start in doubles, you may have a good idea, but as the lanes transition, you're gonna face some serious transition. There is gonna be cliff, most likely. So don't be afraid to maybe get left and throw a bigger ball, because if the lanes are cliff, there's going to be a much carry down, so you may need an extra help. So usually throwing like bigger bowling balls, stronger bowling balls when you're standing left may be a good way to combat the cliff. So because you're bowling 6 games on the same pair, scores tend to be higher. So don't be afraid, be aggressive with your moves, because most likely they're going to open up easier on singles and doubles. So again, be aggressive with your moves and trust your moves, and you're going to be able to score higher scores. Alright guys, so there you go. Please let us know in the comments, when are you going to the Open Championship, or if you already did, what's your experience? Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.